so now we're reached the portion where we are gonna split into different breakout groups. So I'm just gonna give a quick, super quick here, just kind of overview of what's gonna happen next with breakout groups. And so, but people who signed up to participate in the breakout discussions portion, you should have received an email with a link to the Zoom, to the breakout room that you had been assigned. And let me see if I can share my screen over here. Okay. So let's see. Okay, get it to work this time. Okay, for some reason, share, there we go. Okay. All right, can people see this?
Yes.
Oh, oh. Oh, sorry, I guess, yeah. Let me just go to the front here. Okay, so we're gonna jump into the different breakout groups. If folks had questions for the lightning talk speakers, please feel free to answer those in the chat boxes and Q&A. So I'm gonna dive into this. And so the purpose, right? So this is kind of the meat of this workshop, is that we the purpose is to bring everybody together, right? So we have really, this is fantastic mix of folks who work on systems and architecture, and also folks who are developing like those mitigation technologies that you saw here. But of course, we also have, lunar scientists involved and other folks who are interested in dust mitigation or dust tolerance. And so we have 5 breakout groups, and so the motivation for this, right, is to sort of driving questions for these breakout discussions that we're going to have, right? Is what kind of data is missing, right? What information are we missing that is needed to enable some of these either technology developments or further maturation? What technology gaps exist? Right, so we heard some of those already, and I'm hoping that during these breakout sessions, we're going to delve further into some of these as well. What technologies are already available, right? So there might be some of these technologies that folks have been developing that could be applicable, or especially if there's things that some of the examples that folks gave from the commercial sector that could be applicable to for the lunar surface. And then of course, what are the next steps, right? And so one of the key outcomes of this workshop that we're hoping is that we're going to be using what's called the mirror boards, in which you'll see those when you transition to the breakout groups, is that these are very highly collaborative, sort of using sort of notepads, and what we're hoping is that there's going to be a lot of information that is also going to be recorded that we hope is going to end up in a report, and especially want to capture, right, what are the next steps, right? What folks, here's the gaps that remain, here's the next steps, whether it's additional funding, whether it's right, some additional demonstrations, right? We want to hear about that. Here's the breakout groups, right? So we have Plume Surface Interaction, which is led by Atanu Chatterjee and Brendan Kraft, right? And so within that, we included ascent and descent systems, right? Plume surface interaction, surface excavation, construction, especially is related to surface modification, right? To prevent eject damage. Then we also have like EVA and suits and habitation, right? Since they're very much related, and we want to, how do we keep dust out from that habitat? And so that one's led by Angela Stickle and Alexis Basantis. And then that, right, we have EVA and suits, habitats, like vacuum filtration systems. Then third one is surface mobility and operations, which is going to be led by Sarah Withy and Matthew Gubanich, sorry. And in that one, we're talking about rovers mobility systems and of course, surface operations related to that. Then we have a group that's dedicated to instrument tools and mechanisms. That's going to be led by Reeve Hines and Jenna Marie Hill. And then finally, we have one focused on what we're calling sustainable presence, right? That one's led by Carl Hibbets and Sarah Rigsby. And that's focusing, right, on sort of like technologies for prolonged sustained presence like ISRU and power systems. Okay, so here's sort of where a little after time. And so we are going to start transitioning to the different breakout rooms. So here's the information you should have received for each of these, right? Andrea, so if folks want to start transitioning to the Zoom groups, that would be fantastic.